Okay, here we are back again. I've just cut welded the second chassis rail, fully welded both of them now, buffed them back, so they're basically just got to be cut to length now once I get the middle rail up. I'll just show you them down here. There you go. Okay, so now we're going to come along, get this mid rail to go in here. I've got the one that runs where this is at the moment. We'll cut all that out. We're going to run another rail down here, all the way down here. That'll have the tail shaft loop there as well, the tail shaft hump. So I'll get to making that one, and then we'll get that fitted up, then we can fit up the chassis rails. So I'll leave it with it. I'll try and piece a video together, and I've got one episode there ready to upload, so hopefully we'll be able to make it two. Been a bit crook lately, so that's why I've been a bit slow. Anyway, I'll get to work, and same principle as the other one. We just mark it all up, same as the floor pan, because it's all going to be the same there. I'll get that marked up, cut, welded, and I'll show you that before I put it in. Okay, catch you soon. Okay, we're back. Now we have 3 chassis rails. We've got that all finished, so I'll show you that. Let's have a look. There you go, tail shaft hump. I haven't cut it to length yet. Haven't cut it to length. So there we've got all 3 there. See, I've cleaned up all the welds. I'll show you what I use. I use one of these. It's what we call a flap disc. Basically what it is, it's, I hope you can see that there. It's like layers of emery tape, or if you want to call it like lynching belt material. Gives a much better finish, and I find that it doesn't bite in like with the grinding disc. You find if you slip for a second, you can dig right into the steel, especially with a new one. You'll put cuts in it that you don't really want, then you're going to go back and weld them up and start buffing back. So if you get a hold of some of those flap discs, most of you have probably seen them anyway, but I hope you haven't seen it. There you go, something new for you. So tomorrow we'll go over here to the car. Tomorrow we'll be cleaning all this up. All this, cut all this out. Cut all this side out. And then clean it up, put the compensating plates in. There's 2 of those plates down there. Put 2 of those plates in on either side, up against the inside sill. We'll make sure that's all nice and clean. Make sure there's no rust or anything going to break out underneath. If there is, we'll fix that on the way through. And once I've got that piece in, that will support all this again, and I can go ahead with cutting out the wheel arches. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to follow this line here. So that's the inside. We'll cut this out. These we'll try and cut them out like right on the line, because we'll cut them out and we'll put them back in again at a later date, because we still want this thing to look, you know, fairly standard, but yeah, so we don't get in too much trouble with it. But anyway, I'll end that video there. I'll try and piece something together tonight, and tomorrow we'll get back into it again. Okay. Oh, also I found my tripod. So, well, actually my wife found my tripod. So there it is, right about there. So tomorrow we'll get that set up, and I'll be able to work with the camera running. And then just a bit more splicing for me, and cutting and shutting of the tape of the video, so they don't bore you to death. I'm probably boring you to death now, so I'll end that now, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow. Okay, bye bye. Okay, been through, cleaned all that up. What I found, a bit more rust. Have a look down here. This section here, although there's going to be a compensation plate goes in there, we really don't want to put it over the top of this. So I'll cut it down through here, through that part there, and through it, and we'll replace that patch. Same with up the top. The top's a little bit worse. A little light there. Top's a little bit worse, but exactly the same sort of thing. We'll just chop that out. Better off getting rid of it. I know you can do a rough job, but you don't really want to do that when you spend so much money on a car. What's the point? Okay, so I'll get to cutting those bits. I'll go down to the workshop, cut a couple of bits of plate, and cut those bits out, get them welded in. Then we'll look at putting those compensating plates and that centre chassis rail. Okay, catch you soon. Alright, I've cut this side out. As you can see, cut the piece out all the way around the rust. I've checked it, all nice solid steel. I've got my piece here that's going to go in. As you can see, nice tight fit. I'm going to butt weld all that in so that I can sand it all back, grind it all back. And you'll probably never know what's there. Not that anyone's going to climb in there and have a look. Okay, I'll set this up and we'll get to welding it in. Okay, there's the plate tapped in. I'll just go through down well, it's all nice and flush. Once we buff that back, we'll be able to really see it that much. Okay. little bit dirty in the middle. Okay, with that welded in, I'll clean it up and then we'll get back to you to the finished product. Okay, there you go, one rust repair. As I said, you could clean it up till you can't see it at all. I cleaned it up and blended it in fairly well, but I've got another plate going over the top of it, so I'm not that concerned about it. I'll just step around the back of the camera, see if I can zoom in on it, and you can see what I've done. Okay, there you go. So what we've got to do now is probably, we'll put that compensating plate in. Yeah, we'll put the compensating plate in, and then we'll flip the car over, do the rust repair on the other side. Same thing again, put the compensating plate on top of that, and then we'll put the chassis rail in. I thought I would have had it in today, but you know, you find these things, and I mean, would that take me in real time? Probably not even an hour to fix that. So, you know, like I said, I could have just put the compensating plate over the top of it, but what's the point? You know, like I'll always know it's there. If I ever have to sell the car, or whatever decide to sell the car, I'll be able to sell it with a clear conscience, knowing that I haven't done anything real bodgy on it. I'm no expert, but I try and do things as best I can. But yeah, so we'll see how it goes from here. Yeah, I'll catch up with you soon. Bye.